Okay, so this was my first heart attack lady in a home support setting. And so I didn't know that she had heart conditions at first. Sometimes it's listed on your phone or like somewhere in their house. You kind of have an idea just in case something should go wrong. Well, this lady, nope. It was all in some other language. It wasn't English, maybe Farsi or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, so I try and do care for this lady. I'm going to call her Sandra, but Sandra doesn't speak a lot of English on a good day. And then all of a sudden she starts kind of looking a little different. She starts, having the visible chest pain, crunched over in her chair. I'm like, I don't know about this. So I got on my Google Translate and tried to figure it out. That wasn't working for whatever reason. It just wouldn't translate. Anyways, so I go find her green form. So what did it? A green form just has all of her stuff that she takes. So any medications or her wishes or anything like that, it's all in there next to kin. It's a wonderful form. Anyways, go look through that. Well, it turns out, of course, she has heart conditions. All of her medication, most of them are for heart stuff, plus a nitro patch and stuff like that. Anyway, so I'm like, I make the guess. I call the ambulance, but like, this isn't right. I need some guidance because, of course, my supervisor's not going to answer the phone or anything like that because, apparently they're busy. Too busy for heart attacks. Anyway, so they advise, like, yeah, it's probably a heart attack. Let's just go with it. I'm like, oh, just so you know, her English is very limited, so you can send someone who can speak that language so that I'm guessing that would be great. So, of course, they can't because I can't always do that, and they didn't. So the paramedics come. I'm like, I'm not sure what's really wrong with her. She can't always tell me, but I think it's something heart-related. Can you check? They're like, yeah, for sure. So they do their assessments. They're like, oh, it says in her notes there's like a form or like a diagram. So I tried to look for a diagram, looked everywhere in her house. She can't really tell me. She's in pain. She's not really talking anymore. It was kind of getting a little grim. Anyway, so I still can't find anything. And then the paramedic mentioned behind me. I'm in the kitchen. We're having this conversation. Oh, what's that behind you? Oh, well, lo and behold, green form, which is great. So I, of course, give them that already. But there was a crudely drawing picture of like part of her kidneys and the major arteries and veins that go from that to the bladder. Well, I guess that's what they were looking for. So not only did the paramedics apparently just gave me a lot of trouble about it because I'm apparently supposed to know what that even is, what that looks like. This crudely drawing picture of kidneys and some veins. It looked like some scribbles a child had drawn. How am I supposed to know what that even is? The thing's not even labeled. It wasn't with the green form. It just looks like a kid's drawing on a fridge. I'm like, how am I supposed to know that? They're like, oh, well, you took biology. I'm like, this doesn't look like what it's supposed to look like. It's not even labeled. So I wrote on it, like, this is the diagram that you need to give paramedics. This is what it is with the description in English. So it's abundantly clear to everyone what the fuck this even is. Nope, not impressed, because paramedics usually are pretty good about it. They're like, yeah, you don't know, obviously you're not the daughter, you don't live here. And they still were just not so nice that day for me. That lady ended up being fine. She did return home. I saw her a few days later. But she was really happy that I called. Oh, just so you know, she had said, oh, I get heart attacks often. I'm like, well, I mean, that's not really good. I'm happy you went. And I hope they kind of did a better job of taking care of you this time to send you well enough home. She didn't look very good. She was gray. She was tired, of course. She maybe needed some more time in the hospital to recover. But I'm just happy she was okay, and I'm happy my timing just happened to line up at that time. It worked out, but it was definitely a learning situation to get all your stuff beforehand and maybe have a better Google Translate or like a list of instructions in English would have been great. But she doesn't have anyone. It was just her, so of course how would she even know to even do that or even get it translated? Probably doesn't know very many people who also speak English or who can read or write well enough. Not 100% her fault. I kind of wish the system would have, made a nice copy for me or had something in her care plan. That would have been ideal. But she's, as far as I know, doing well. Her medication got fixed. She's okay. Everything worked out in the end.